What a way to start.
I know. So what's the deal
All
with
right.
Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac? Who are these people?
I don't know. Relatives of Ginny Mae, I would assume.
Ginny
It's
Mae's
all one
mom and
big
dad.
family.
Do
Uh
you
huh.
think Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac ever got together?
No, I think it's a sibling rivalry. I think they hate each other. I think their package deal. It's like they're the kids of Ginny Mae, but they hate each other, despise each other.
They're Ginny Mae's kids. Different father?
Ginny just seems like an old name. An old soul. Been around for a while, seen a lot of things.
In my head,
Names alone.
Fan- in my head, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are at a conference somewhere, and maybe they have a couple drinks at the after party at the airport bar or something.
Hmm. Feeling a little loose.
Uh huh.
Are
And
they
then
friends?
that's where Ginny Mae comes from.
Oh, so they're the parents and Ginny's the kid.
Uh huh.
Oh wow, man, two completely different ways we saw that going. I'm thinking they're kids that hate each other, and you think they're lovers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the Abby and Al show.
So we just signed on our first big corporate sponsor.
Really excited about it. Really excited about it.
He seems eager too.
He's very eager. I think this one's
What
going to take us to the stratosphere.
did you catch his? Is it Pete
Pedro.
Pedro
Pedro
of North Furnishings?
of North Furnishing. Something along that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Pedro
yeah, and I
North.
think he was like Pete or
Uh
something
huh.
Pat.
Friends, I think. Yeah, Pat. That's it. Friends call him Skip. Skip
Uh
North.
huh. Well, you ever been over to that place to North Furnishings?
It's wonderful. It's fantastic. Wall to wall couches, ottomans, love seats, memorabilia, signed stuff. It's everything that you can hope for. And it's
Yeah, it is.
right behind Andy Nelson's. You go over, you bring the family for a day out, the kids, you get yourself you go get yourself a pulled pork sandwich and you pop over and you grab an ottoman and take home. I mean, that's a full day,
You pulled
That's a
pork and
good day.
popping.
I mean, you can't. It doesn't get any better than that. Fantastic customer service
Family
over there in
run.
North Furnishings. Family owned and operated.
It is the
It's a,
premier family run resale furniture shop in the really Eastern Seaboard. I
it
would
really
go.
is. I was gonna say he's the furniture king of the Mid Atlantic, but you can really go Eastern Seaboard. I think that's fair.
Yeah, Eastern Seaboard is what we're
So
gonna go with. So you want
so really proud to have him as a sponsor. What a
to
guy.
and he's
What an
eager to help.
outfit.
And yes, it's
Mm-hmm.
incredible outfit, and he's eager to help. He is not shy about throwing his
His weight
sponsorship
around.
funds around, which I'm
No, he's
excited
not.
about because
He's a great sponsor to have.
we could get you some upgraded equipment. We're gonna need it.
I have great equipment. I don't think I need any new equipment.
All
I'm
right,
not
so
going
you
to
want
get
to get
into
into
it. My
the
Yeah,
nuts and bolts of this thing?
let's kick it off. I love that.
All right, so the first segment that we're gonna do is called "What's Your Rate?"
Jeree!
What so everybody is well aware that interest rates they're up. They're not great compared to 2 years ago. There's no secret there. But within the monotony of the business and week to week things, they change hour to hour, day to day. Economic data comes out. The Fed has meetings. They talk about what they think is going on, and then they'll raise their rates, which affects interest rates. So anything happened this week to note?
The Treasury bill kicked up. Rates started. I mean, rates have been climbing a little bit, and then that Treasury bill as that goes up, 10-year T bill as that goes up, you see rates start to tick up. Um, Came back down today, so you know maybe with the sign of the with the jobs report, and there's still a lot of economic uncertainty. I don't want to get into too much of the minutia of it, right? I don't want to bore you
Don't get like
people.
lost in the sauce.
No, I don't want to get lost in the sauce, but sometimes I tend to get down in the weeds. I'll keep it 30,000 feet. just my gears
Really
turning,
high level,
right?
really high level
Really high
view.
level. Yeah. So bottom line is rates are up and they're still up. Hopefully they come back
If
down.
if you're just a casual person, maybe you bought a house and you've got a high interest rate and you're eager to refinance and you want to casually follow along what's going on with rates, your suggestion would be check out what's going on with the 10-year treasury yield.
Treasury bill. Yeah. And you
Yeah.
look at that over, I mean, it'll show it over a 1 day, but you can look at it over a couple months, 6 months, a year. You can look at it over the past couple years and see how much it's gone up from where it was in 2020 or 2019, 2020 to where it is today. It's gone up significantly, and you see track that with how rates have gone from that time to this time, and you'll see that as one goes up, the other one goes up. So
Yeah.
I think that's always a good indication. That's why I tell borrowers that I work with, if you want to keep an eye on where rates are, day to day, you just on your stocks app, have the 10-year treasury bill in there and track that. You'll should have a pretty good idea where rates are going to be.
Yeah. So
Good
we're still
indicator.
somewhere.
Good indicator.
It is. It is. It's a nice barometer to have.
That's good. Barometer. That's good.
I think it's pronounced thermometer, but
Yeah. Well.
so we'll wrap up rates. What were you seeing today? Over the week, they pushed up to like 9-month highs. They pushed up to about as high as we've seen them in years and years
Yeah.
and years. But they did
Yeah.
cool off a little bit to end up the week. Where do you think
A
they
little
are?
bit,
Like
yeah.
still hovering around 7?
Yeah. About 7. You could buy it down to the 6s, but I think your par rate's going to be in the 7s, right? So nothing new, nothing crazy. It's not going to shock you. We're used to it. We're getting a little calloused by it. We know where we are, but just waiting to ride that wave back down.
Yeah, can't wait for that. All right, so that does it for what's your rate. I love when we get those phone calls and people are like, "Yeah, what's your rate? What's your payment? What's your cost?"
What's your rate? What's your rate? Tell me about your rate.
It's not the way
It's
to
so much
shop for a
more than
mortgage.
that. It's so much more than that. People don't get it, but to each their own.
So you get a phone call still to this day, somebody claiming like, "Oh yeah, somebody's offering me 3.5%,"
Mm-hmm.
and the rates are literally double that, and the
Yeah.
rest of the market's double that, and then somebody come along saying they're getting 3.5.
Yeah. You're a liar, sir. Don't pee down my back and tell me it's raining. I do this. I do this for a living. I know where rates are. You're not gonna, I
If
guess
you're getting a rate,
they think that I'm selling puka shells on a Jamaican beach, and they can just haggle the price down to 3%. I'm gonna be like, sold. Whatever's gonna get your business.
you're really. I'm gonna have to like tell the boss is gonna kill me over this one, but I'll get it for you.
Right. Like I'll lose money on this one. I'm gonna pay for your mortgage. I'm gonna give away commission.
So you're telling me that your interest rate's your interest rate half of what the rest of the market is. Why are we talking? Why aren't you done and closed?
Signed that deal yesterday. This is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting the best deal anybody's ever gotten in the entire history of mortgages. You need to sign that paperwork immediately.
And you're still
what are you
you're still
doing on the
kicking the
phone? Call
tires.
that person back now. Why are you still looking? Doesn't get any better than that, sir. Respectfully.
Mm-hmm. Of course, always with respect.
Always with respect.
Customers always
Number one, we love our people that we work with. We're just trying to educate. Right. Which comes to, next point, program spotlight.
Next segment, also brought to you by North Furnishings. This next segment is brought to you by Chesterfield Couches.
Big seller of Chesterfield Couches. Comfortable, elegant. You have them in your office. You have them in your home. You have them in your home office.
Maybe a library.
Maybe a library if you have that in your house. Yeah. So North Furnishings doing it all. Doing a fantastic job too. Program Spotlight. Let's talk about it. We have a fantastic program for a lot of home buyers out there that are, struggling with the down payment. 1% down, 2% grant, conventional purchase program. Okay. You're going to hit the...
It's conventional, you say?
Conventional. It's a conventional program. 1% down, conventional program. You think I'm lying to you?
I don't. And that's insane. Can you just run down the?
I'll give you a couple things. No MI, 97% loan to value, 620 FICO and up. Right. $350,000 max loan amount. Got to be clear here. It's not for everybody. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But for the group of people that it is for, It's an amazing program. There is an income limit, right? Less than or equal to 80% of the median income, the area median income. And then no adjustments for, no adjustments to the interest rates, for any loan level pricing adjustments for credit score and things like that. So it's a fantastic program. I think it's going to help a lot of people out that are struggling with the down payment, because right now, as we know, is the hardest time for first-time home buyers. Hardest time in
Yeah.
history to be a first-time home buyer. So programs like this are helping people, accomplish the dream of home ownership.
Yep, affordability is down, is up. It's harder to afford a home.
Sure.
And Fannie Mae, we were joking around about Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac earlier, but Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, it's all about home ownership. That's why they exist. So this particular program that you were talking about is Fannie Mae sponsored program. So just to kind of get into specifics, 1% down is what's required from the buyer, and then the 2% is going to be a gift, forgivable grant, gift, whatever you want to call it, but it's not a second mortgage. It's coming from the lender through Fannie Mae. So it's truly a 1% down. So if you're buying a $350,000 house, it's literally $3,500 down payment, which, I mean, that's incredible. And then everybody's scared of, and everybody loves to pick on mortgage insurance. And this program, and everybody's like, oh, I need to put 20% down because I don't want mortgage insurance. This program
is just crazy.
No mortgage insurance.
Yeah, it's bananas. It's bonkers.
Yeah. Even if, I mean, this should be considered by anybody looking in that price range. You can go on fanniemae.com and look up your area's median income. Maybe if you're a real estate agent and you've got houses and you're like, ooh, I'm listing this house for $350. It wouldn't be a bad idea to market that house as eligible for this program. Maybe get a couple more buyers in the door.
We were actually trying to keep this thing quiet because we were worried that the line was going to be out the door and around the block. I mean, we're expecting, once this thing goes live, right? Once you guys hear about this thing, the phones are going to be blowing up. If we can't get to you, we apologize.
We don't have the manpower.
We really don't have the manpower to support this, right? So we were trying to keep it quiet as long as we could, but now there's a crack in the foundation. The floodgates are open, and now, it's just it's really going to open up. Cat's out of the bag now. So we're looking forward to talking to you guys about it. Sorry if you have to wait on hold for an hour or two, but it's worth it.
It is definitely worth it. We won't kep you on hold. So let's keep this thing flowing. Move on to the next segment.
Ooh, hot take. Hot.
So the next segment is
hot takes.
Hot takes. So my hot take for the week is it kind of speaks to that program. But my hot take is you don't have to put 20% down. And don't feel bad if you're not putting 20% down. And even if you have 20%, you should consider putting less down, because now more than ever, things cost more. Cash on hand is king. So talk to your loan officer, talk to your financial advisor, and really think about whether or not you want to put 20% down, 5% down, 3.5% down, 10% down. Compare what the payment is. I see it all the time. People are like, well, what if I put 20% down versus 10? And the difference is $50,000 in cash up front. And they're saving, a couple $100. It doesn't always make sense, especially if you're getting into this loan at a high interest rate that you're going to refinance at some point.
Yeah.
Keep your money on hand. That's my hot take. Keep your money on hand. Don't have to it's not a bad thing if you put less than 20 down.
No, I mean, people, that's such a common misconception that you have to do that. And people also think that it's a one size fits all for mortgages, and it's not. Every single loan is different from somebody else's, and every situation is different. So whatever makes the most sense. You don't want to buy this nice house and not be able to furnish it, or not be able to travel or do the things that you want to do. If you have the capital to put 20% down, not have mortgage insurance, great. There's also a possibility you're getting into this house at the right time and the value's going to go up, and you're going to have that 20% equity sooner than you thought, right? And you can get rid of the MI.
Right.
So I think it's a great hot take.
Thanks, Al. What
Something's
you got a
burning.
hot take this week? Something's burning. It's
Hot
don't
take.
don't do that. I mean, come on. It's the middle of the day. I don't know if you've got like you seem like a pizza bagel guy. I can see you have some pizza bagels in the oven right now, and they're burning.
You smell that?
It's your hot
Hot
take.
take. That's hot
Yeah,
take.
I
That's hot
smell your
take.
hot take. Yeah.
That's hot take. Hot take. Chances are that you're not going to have the same interest rate for the rest of your life, right? You're not going to have the same interest rate for 30 years. Statistics show that you're going to refinance a couple times, over the time that you have a home, right? Most
Right.
people every couple of years, right, are going to refinance. So
I
if
bet
you
you
have
that
equity,
percentage goes up with. Sorry to interrupt, but that goes up with these high rates. You're more likely
absolutely,
to refi.
right? You want to ride that wave back down, and people are so scared. And if you have that nice low rate and you have all your ducks in a row, then maybe it's not for you. But if you have high interest debt, things you're looking to take care of, and you need to, use the equity to pay off bills, to take care of home improvements, whatever it is, do it while you have it, because you might not always have that equity.
Yeah.
And, you're going to be able to refinance down the road. And interest on a mortgage is tax deductible. Credit card interest isn't, unfortunately. So take
So you're
advantage
talking
of it
about
while you have it.
cash out refinance.
I'm talking about cash out refinances, using it, not necessarily cash out refinance, home equity loans, accessing the equity in your home to work for
Putting it to good
you,
use.
putting it to good use. Don't let it sit there if you need it. If you don't need it, then you're in the best position you could be in. But don't be afraid to do it if you need it.
I love that hot take. People are like afraid of the word refinance, and they're certainly afraid of cash out or debt
Mm-hmm.
consolidation. But as a country, as a people, we've never in the history of mortgages or the United States have we had more equity of
Mm-mm.
homeowners. Homeowners have more equity than ever. That's a fact.
Yeah.
And simultaneously, we've never had more consumer debt.
Yeah.
And
So,
oh yeah, credit card interest rates are about 18-23%.
right.
So yeah, if you have those and you have more than 10,000, I love your hot take. It's just
Yeah. I
you were
appreciate that.
not
Felt
you're
good.
the hype was well worth it. So
Yeah. I appreciate that. Thank you. Felt good.
it's I mean, and it's just how many times have we done it for somebody where we're paying off all of their debt, consolidating all their debt, and they're saving $1,000 a month,
It's
$2,000
amazing.
a month.
Well, once people see that you have high interest credit card debt and you're paying minimum payments thinking it's going down, and then you realize that if you continue to make minimum payments on this credit card debt, you'll be paying on that longer than you'll be paying on your mortgage if you paid it for 30 years, right? Paying
You'll
how much
never
more in interest, right? You'll never pay it off. So
never.
people don't get that. Some people are educated on it. Some people aren't. So for the people that aren't, take it with a grain of salt, but could be a good use of your equity down the road if you need it.
Yeah. If you feel buried, if you're one of those people, and unfortunately it happens to a lot, and you feel like you're paying 10 different bills, there's value in it. So check it out and hit up Al for
Yeah.
that. 'Cause
Mm.
it's his hot take.
Hot take. Hot.
All right, let's keep this baby rolling. I think we're hitting our
Keep it
stride here, Al.
rolling. Yeah. I think we're flowing right now.
Can you hear any of the background noise?
I hear everything.
You can hear everything.
No. I can't hear anything. Barely.
That's
Every
the
once in a
mic.
while. Yeah.
It's incredible, the mic. All right,
Yeah.
so our
mic.
next segment, which is brought to you more by the fine arts section of the North Furnishings. There is a fine art section.
Exquisite collection. Exquisite.
He's got some plastic Jesus in there. If you're an art person, you know what that is. And if you're not an art person, check out Plastic Jesus. It's on the lines with like he's like a Banksy type.
Yeah.
North
Sure.
Furnishings has acquired some Plastic Jesus, so he definitely has a fine arts. And this next section, being that it's all about headlines and all about maybe some media, not necessarily the mortgage, just more our fine arts piece. We're going to give our opinion.
Yeah. Opinions.
No, let's get into opinionated. Do you have any opinions, or should I jump into my opinions?
I would love to hear your opinion. I have no opinion.
Okay, unopinionated.
I'm unopinionated. I would love to give you my opinion on your opinions, though.
Let's do that.
Uh-huh.
You can make a snap judgment of my opinions.
I cannot wait to do that.
Okay. So this segment, we go out through the week and we look at different headlines. Headlines are just crazy, and you got to read them, and it's fun, and
Yeah.
then we can give our opinion. So the first headline that I have comes to you from the U.S. Treasury Chief Janet Yellen. She said, or the headline reads, "Ukraine aid is the best boost for a global economy." It's a scary headline. It's a weird headline.
It's a strange headline. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
What?
Go ahead.
It's
Let's
a
hear your
weird
opinion.
headline. Look,
It's a weird headline.
Okay. Do you want to know what I think when I read the headline?
I'm
I
nervous,
read,
but yes.
why does this person want to perpetuate war and like feed a war machine? I don't understand. And I also believe that that was the author of the headline's um, intention, be inflammatory to get people to
Yeah.
read the article. And
I mean,
then
that's the
so
whole
so
point.
I was inflamed.
Yeah. Naturally.
So why are we talking about perpetuate like feeding a war to boost the economy? It's just a little weird. So I read it, and I'll tell you, when I read it, it told a different story, and
Yeah.
it's more of a story that I would align with. The story actually, and you can go read it.
How full
Um,
of piss and vinegar did you go into that story with, though? Just fire and brimstone you came into that thing with, didn't you? How feverishly
well,
were you reading?
no, not.
And then you kind of
I could
eased
see
up.
I could see why you would think that, but researching and doing this segment opinionated, part of it is I want to go over the absurdity of headlines and how they just never
Sure.
really tell the full story.
No.
So,
No.
I, the full story is, and I'll post a link to the article, but the full story is really, you know, funding the effort to end the war is the best boost for the economy.
Yeah.
And maybe it's my fault for taking it as perpetuate the war and throw money at something, but the reality of the article was ending it, funding it. If funding it is means to ending it, that is best for the economy. And that
Yeah.
I don't really
Disagree
know
with.
too much more about that, but it's that's why just like the headlines are silly and you got to read the article.
You have to.
Um, yeah,
It's all just to get you fired up, and it worked. Got you all fired up. You know.
and then the second headline that I was opinionated about, and I think you can talk to me more about this one, is
Mm-hmm.
it was on CNBC, and it
Mm-hmm.
was why so many Americans feel trapped in their homes because of their
Ooh.
low rate mortgages. Trapped.
Ah.
Are you trapped? You buy me?
As me, I'm trapped. I, I feel trapped
Is that people
because I have a low
complaining?
interest rate. I
Is
feel
that a
terrible
complaint?
for these people, huh?
Is it a complaint? Like, oh, I have a low interest rate. Like, it's a bad thing?
Yeah, it's terrible. It's awful. You're trapped. You're stuck. You can't possibly leave and take one of these ridiculously high interest rates that you're going to be stuck with for 30 years and paying a ridiculous amount of money on. You're stuck. You're trapped. You cannot get out. I feel terrible
One.
for these people. We need to set up a GoFundMe to help get these people out of their nice low interest rates.
I
You
know,
know,
right?
feel not
Rates are too
trapped anymore.
high. I thought the high rates were bad. Are low rates bad too?
Apparently, it's all bad. Now I gotta know if you actually read the article and it's as bad as that headline is.
Well, I read the article, and one man is quoted saying, "quote We just don't want to pay that much interest." That's what he sounded
Did they
like
have an
too.
audio clip of him?
Uh
Is
huh.
that what he sounded like?
Uh huh. We just don't want to pay that much interest. And he was like 65. It was weird that he sounded like that. And somebody
I
else
just,
called it. The author of the article called it the golden handcuff effect.
oh God, it's just striking. Oh, I don't know if I can go on. This hurts, right? It
What is your opinion
hurts.
about what I've just shared with you?
It's my honest opinion. It's absolutely freaking ridiculous. Go buy a house. I mean, if you can afford it, if it's within your budget and it's something that you want to do, don't do it because, oh my God, I have this nice low interest rate and I'm stuck in my house. No, if you like your house and you want to stay in your house, that's great. If you want to move, then move. right? Rates aren't always going to be at this point. They're going to come back down at some point. If you can afford what you want, sell your house, go do it. Great. You know,
Yeah, but you can't
I
complain
think
about high rates and low rates, you know?
no, pick one or the other. You know, you feel like you're trapped in your house because of your
The
interest
walls are
rate.
closing in on me. It's so cheap.
You know, I mean,
Mhm.
come on, give me a break. Give me a break. They're just that's trying to get you fired up. I didn't even read the article, and I'm fired up.
That's the problem. Most people
That's
don't
the
read the
problem.
article, but this article happened to actually like the headline was lame, and then the article was also lame. Um,
Mm.
Look,
Love
if you
that.
have a low interest rate and you want to move, but you don't want to get rid of your interest rate to move, then turn the house into a rental.
That's great. Yeah, keep it.
Cover you get the mortgage covered because it's so cheap. But certainly don't complain about your low interest rate.
No.
I'm trapped. I'm handcuffed. And it's golden.
We just don't want to pay that much interest.
All right.
Do you want to take charge of the next segment? Why don't you take the
I'll
next
take charge
segment?
of the next segment. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Call this next segment. Straight facts, homie. Straight facts, homie. Um, we're gonna read off a couple facts. And this one brought to you by a very, very special sponsor of ours that we're so proud to have, North Furnishings.
North Furnishings, yes.
Yeah, and his memorabilia collection, all kinds of Baltimore Ravens memorabilia, signed Ray Lewis jerseys, Ed Reed jerseys. I think he's got some Orioles stuff in there.
Yeah, he's got it all.
But
He's got like
but
the original Ravens logo
ooh, yeah, the
from
shield with
Memorial
the
Stadium or
wings.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shield with the wings. So if anybody's looking for that, right, scouring the internet trying to find the shield with wings, North Furnishings, right? Patsy, help you out. Good guy, sweet guy. Straight facts, homie. All right, let's pop them off. Ready? 613,000 is the current number of active listings nationwide. 613,000.
Is that a lot?
185,000.
Doesn't seem like a lot.
It's not a lot. It can't be a lot. It can't be
It's
a
a lot
lot.
less
No,
than the
it's a
normal.
lot less than what it should be. Well, it's not a lot, not what it should be. It's a lot less than it was. We'll put it that way. 185,000 is the average amount of home equity mortgage holders. That's a lot.
So 185,000 is the average amount of equity that people have in their homes if they are homeowners and have a mortgage.
No, it's wrong. That's right.
I don't know.
I'm busting you up.
Sorry, you take the segment. I won't interrupt. I was texting our guests to see about.
Here's a good one. Oh my God! Forgive me for trying to have an interest in our show. I didn't realize you had to text people. Where's your producer? You have all this equipment. You have all kinds of equipment. You got your headphones and your speaker. Where's your producer?
I should have a producer calling our guests. You're right. When you're right. Maybe in a month or so.
You know,
maybe
that's why you need one of these. That's why you need one of these to keep you grounded.
A picture of a boardwalk.
Yeah, but it has meaning, right? At the end of that, you think that there's a finish line. There's no finish line there. It just keeps on going. There's a boat. You set sail, go wherever you want to go. Right? Oh. This is your oyster. The world is your oyster. That's what that means. So maybe you should get one of those and a producer. All right.
Sorry to interrupt your segment.
436,800 was the median sales price of a home in the first quarter of 2023. That's up.
That's big.
Yeah. I mean, you think about people were paying. I mean, our parents bought their houses for 120 grand. I mean, for what you get now, compared to what you get then for your money, it's ridiculous. $400,000, and you think about trying to be a first-time home buyer, it could be intimidating, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's a lot of money.
Ticket.
It's a big ticket.
Income it moves up, but it's not at that pace. I mean, you can just look at the county loan limit. I mean, it used to be 417 just like 5-6 years ago. Now it's 740. 40 something.
Right. Yeah.
These are big numbers. These are big numbers.
These are big numbers. Big numbers.
All right. You got anything else for us?
No, that's it.
All right. Let me call our guest. Oh, hey, look who it is. It's my producer.
What's up, producer?
Jules, you're live right now. You're live on air.
Live.
Hey, Miz.
Hey.
Hey, can you jump on?
Yeah, can you give me 5 minutes?
5 minutes?
No, we don't have 5 minutes.
I'm just finishing something real quick.
God,
All
yes, we don't have 5 minutes.
We don't have 5 minutes?
Yes, we do now.
Was there anything else that we didn't cover?
No, I think we got it all. I think we got it
30
all.
minutes? 30 minutes? We'll get better at it. That is a
Run a
picture.
little long.
Actually, Al just was just telling me about that picture behind me.
Yeah. You know what this is? This is to simulate attaining your goals, right? This is to simulate attaining your goals, right? Because there's a finish line and you get to that and it's all gravy, right? You got to set goals and this is your walkway to get there. You see that? That's what that means. That's what the picture means behind me. So I use it to set my goals.
Hey, Al.
Yeah.
I'm not on my work computer.
Yeah.
I'm on my like editing
Yeah.
computer. So I don't have my email hooked up. Can you invite? Do you have the ability to click the invite guest button?
I can just forward this to Mike.
Yeah, if you could do that. So what we're gonna need to think about is I don't know, just how to spice it up. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic.
Are we just gonna cut this part out?
Yeah.
Edit it. What's Mike's email?
I wish you could text these. Mike's email is Mike, Mike, at thewhomegroup.com. Did you send it?
Mm-hmm.
It's been 5 minutes.
No, it hasn't.
You know what 5 minutes is to a realtor, by the way.
Tomorrow?
What's 5 minutes? What's 5 minutes to a realtor?
I don't know, somewhere between
10 grand.
1 and 12 hours.
5 minutes to a realtor's. 5 minutes to a realtor is the difference between losing and listing or not.
Taking your time is money.
I could actually see Mike saying that.
Oh yeah.
Time is money.
I need to get a little bit more of a comfortable chair.
Yeah. I'm not crazy about my chair. I like the rest of my setup. It's a little bit shoddy, but it does a trick.
It works.
Yeah.
You can come in, Mom. Me and Al are just killing time before our first guest arrives. Look, this is me and Al's live show. Love you too.
What's up, Susie?
We're waiting. He's not talking. Here, sit down.
Hey, Susie. Can you hear me? Sue.
Hey,
Hey.
what's up?
How are you?
Are you going to interview me?
Yeah. I got a couple questions for you. Are you excited to be the grandmother of another beautiful baby, another beautiful DeSantis boy?
Oh, just when your heart can't grow anymore, it grows another size.
I know. I'm sure. Are you guys excited?
Yeah. It's the first time Billy met him. He's a sweetheart.
Oh, really?
He's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would love to get
Who are
down
you
there and see him.
interviewing today?
Mike.
Mr. Julian.
I already got a
Julian's
chance to
waiting
talk
for
to
me to go
Julian.
see his room.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How long are you there for?
We're here till, well, we're staying at the beach.
Oh, you
till
are?
Sunday. Next Sunday, yeah. We'll be back and forth, but the boys hopefully are going to come and down. I'm saying come down. Ouchie.
All right. Well, have a great time. It was good seeing you, Sue.
You too.
I'll see
Enjoy
you.
your interview. Bye.
All right, we'll do. Bye.
All right, we need to get him in here.
Yeah.
I live for this stuff.
Do you?
Huh?
Yeah. Why?
Yeah. It's just great. The headphones, the microphone, like the editing of it, the whole thing.
I can't wait to see the editing of it. You got to cut this whole out. This whole. We got to trim this thing. We got to trim this thing down to like 20 to 25 minutes. I think.
Well,
I think is what we want
that
our show to be.
well, that's going to be easier through just being better at it than actually editing. But the editing, because we're eventually going to do this live. The editing, like what I'll do is I'll take like when we talk when we talked our one hot take. I'll make a video out of one hot take,
Yeah.
like a minute video. Do you think this ends with Miz going, you know what, just forget it?
What do you mean?
Like,
Can't get him
joining us? Yeah.
Why would he say just forget it?
I don't know.
He's too busy.
I don't know.
I don't like how busy he thinks he is.
I can't wait until we take this baby live.
I can. I don't want to take it live. But this is your baby. I'm just the guy in the right screen, right?
Well, how about now?
Just the guy in the left screen. Just the guy in the other screen.
The other screen.
I'm just a screen filler. I'm a box filler. I could be anybody. Just make me a head with a question mark in it.
We should just green screen your body. Have you wear just complete green complete green suit. That way I can put anybody in.
Anybody you want. Next guest could be anybody you want.
You're not a guest, dude.
Co-host could be anybody you want. Doesn't have to be me. Just be stuck my stupid high-pitched voice.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun. I feel like we should put on like some like hold.
We need to have an
music.
intro. We need to have an intro song.
We need an intro. I can make an intro in Adobe, and you can plug it in, and I can click run intro, and it'll run it, and then that'll be cool.
Yeah, and then we'll be able to see it happen.
I don't know if
Can
we'll
we
be
get
able
some
to see it happen.
graphics to pop up? You know,
I'm sure you
as
can
this
do all that.
slides across over here, right? Things
Yeah,
like that.
I'm sure you can do it. It's just a lot for me to learn. It's a lot for me to learn on my
Are
own.
you trying to say I need to take on a little bit more responsibility in this whole thing?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that like give me time.
How about how how low I sit on the camera. I didn't even realize that in the film. I'm like, my head's barely in it, and you're all up there. You know,
It's the
Should
little
look at that
things.
beforehand.
It's definitely the little things that we'll figure out.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
hope at
I'm
some
sure we
point-
will.
I hope at some point this thing is so
Good
such a
and ironed
well-oiled
out.
machine. Yeah, that we look back at like this and we're like, wow, look how shitty that was and how bad we were.
Yeah, but I would love to look back and be like, man, how great was that just the beginning? Had no idea that it was just going to fall flat on its face after 3 episodes due to creative differences.
Oh, you're gonna be pissed because I don't respect your artistic integrity.
Uh-huh.
You,
Do 0 of the
don't-
work, but one all the set.
all the artistic control.
Input. Uh-huh.
All right,
I got to do
hold
some
on.
of it.
1:56. It's been 10 minutes. So am I allowed to call him back?
Yeah.
He's gonna yell at me.
Well, we should have been more structured about what time.
Can you hear it?
All right, I'm coming.
All right, cool. Did you get the link?
Yeah.
All right. Well, all right, cool.
All right.
All right, so we've got a high-powered, very important, well-respected in the community real estate agent joining us in a second.
And these, by the way, are his words. Self-described. So we got
no, not self-described even. It's like Chat GPT described.
Yeah.
Explain, write a description for a really important real estate agent named Mike Myslinski. Chat GPT said that.
And that's what he sent us. So Mac Mickelson, commercial real estate / real estate commercials.
Guy loves a good real estate commercial.
Yeah, loves real estate commercials. Big real estate commercial guy. Agent with
W
one of
Home
the
Group.
companies. Yeah. Now, kind of got a
Oh, here he
mayonnaise
is.
complexion, a little bit.
Here he comes. There he is.
There he is. Mac Myslinski,
What's up?
real estate commercials. How
Commercial
are you?
real estate.
Glad to have. So excited to have you. Let's just give a little bit of an idea of who Mike is with the W Home Group. We're super glad to have him. This segment, real quick, brought to you by the fine folks at North Furnishings. Ottomans, couches,
All things
nightstands,
tufted.
all things tufted, recliners, kitchen
Free
sets.
electricity.
What's that? What was that?
Free electricity.
Free electricity. I don't know if we can say that on air, Mike, but I appreciate that. You're going to blow up the guy's spot. Doing great things. Really, really, really proud to have him as a sponsor. Fantastic store. Go get yourself a sandwich from Andy Nelson's. Pop over, grab a couch. North Furnishings.
So, and we're excited that he's a sponsor because hopefully that means Al will have a new camera at some point and not be in 480 or whatever's less than 780.
Okay.
240.
All right.
240.
Yeah. Appreciate that.
This isn't about Al. This isn't about Al. It's about you, Mike.
Thanks, Abby Pixels.
All right.
All right. Yeah. So Mike, couple of things about Mike. Believes in being everywhere all the time, always.
Remember all the time, always. That's
Oh,
right.
Often
man.
carries a
True.
whistle. We're not going to say why.
The
Love to
known
carry
whistle.
Known to carry a whistle all the time. Oh, I love this
And
one. This really speaks to who he is too. Pitched in his college intramural softball team to a championship at some point in the mid 2000s. So
Some point
and
in
that
the mid
speaks to
2000s.
character.
Not. Yes. And we're not sure really what year it was. Somewhere in the early 2000s for sure.
Early
2009.
2000.
2009.
Are we sure about
2009
that?
Yeah.
It's
So
like
yeah, I
super
think we
senior?
can all say that Mike's a go-getter.
No. yeah, for sure. I try to be, try to be
Yeah.
everywhere at once, right?
Yeah. So
What
tell
about
us
the
about
whistle?
that.
What's the deal with that?
Well, you never know when you're going to need one, so just might as well carry it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Frequent
Somebody's
dark
coming at ya?
alleys. frequents dark
You
alleys.
need somebody
Always
to
has
come
to
over
have
to
the
you.
whistle.
Watch out.
Somebody's being rude.
You're being mean. Time out.
I love that.
All right.
So Mike, well, Ab, go ahead. Why don't you go ahead?
Well, I called Mike earlier, and it seemed like he was ahead of a very busy day, or he had a very busy day ahead. So, Mike, can you give us a little bit of insight on what your today looked like for you? Being the hustle and bustle of a real estate agent.
Ooh.
Sure. So this morning I had to call a customer or a client and tell them that we did not get an offer accepted last night. We were even worse, that we were number 2 because we wish you
heartbreaker.
could be there. I
So-
think it was due to things out of our control, but I actually think it came really down to preference. Just
Can I ask you a question?
mhm.
How do you handle those tough conversations? Do you just jump right in and handle them head on? What?
Just rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah.
Every time that I've waited or like thought about what I was going to say or anything like that, it always makes me feel worse before I have the conversation as opposed to just doing it.
It makes it feel, to me, you build it up to be so much worse in your head. And then it ruins
Yeah.
your day because you just let it fester,
Yeah. Mhm.
It's
And
the
you're not
worst.
serving your client by procrastinating.
No.
So.
Right.
And most of the time it works out fine. I mean, it's tough to, nobody wants to deliver bad
Yeah.
news, but you have a conversation. Everybody's a grown up, and kind of figure out a plan forward.
So the day before that, we actually had to drop out of contract because we were under contract for another home because the appraised value came in $80,000 less than the contracted price, which is
Whoa.
absolutely wild. Never even heard of that before. I
In
don't know
this
how that could
economy?
be. In this economy, with no plethora of homes, $80,000 less. Now it's
That's
actually
insane.
it was probably somewhere in the middle is where it probably should have been.
Yeah.
But I knew that, and they tried to strong arm us into signing an appraisal gap addendum before, and I pushed back and said we're not doing it. It's either accept or not, and they still accepted it. And then we came in, and we got that news 2 days ago, and I had to have that conversation. And I advised them not to pay $80,000 out of pocket for this property that, I mean, it'll appreciate, but probably not in the lifetime that he's going to live because he's an older
Right.
guy.
That's a big number.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they weren't willing to even discuss anything in between. They weren't. It's a little bit of a, I don't know. It's delusion, in my opinion. But
That's COVID.
So
That's
these people just aren't
2020.
going to sell their house.
yeah, I mean, she claimed they had a backup offer. So go for it. If that person wants to do that, go ahead. So we came out of that, got into almost another contract here. Had to tell him that we lost. He's a great client and is very understanding. And I actually called him probably like a half an hour ago. Just told him I was just still mad about it, and he told me not to worry about it. And he's already going out there. I sent him a couple homes this morning right after we spoke, and he's going to go to the open houses for those, and we'll see what happens. But he's not worried about it. So
that's cool. And everybody appreciates a straight shooter. So just hit them with it. So good on you, Mikey. What else do you have going on today?
I went to one of my clients' homes that I manage the property for, and we had a water issue, I guess a week and a half ago, and I got that all cleaned up, and I had to have the carpet relined or re-put down. So I had my guy come. I met him there, met the tenant, and
got a carpet
discussed
guy?
with the tenant. Got a carpet guy. It's a great guy.
Got to have a carpet guy in this day and age.
Greg, the carpet guy. He's awesome. And I discussed with the tenant because he's going to be moving out at the end of December, where he wants to be and all that, and the options that he's got. So did all that. So, serving multiple people within one I guess one home, I guess, because I
One
have
fell swoop.
the client that I have
Yeah.
that owns the house that's going to be in the house, moving back into the house for a little bit, to then sell it next year in the spring, and then finding another probably another rental for this gentleman that currently rents the house. So that was good. And then from there, I went down to the inner city where the homes aren't so nice, and I went to a house that was boarded up
Yikes.
to look for one of my investor clients, and
Crack.
Oof. Oof.
it was terrible. But it wasn't actually. I've seen way worse. Seen way worse. It was right by Pimlico, and it just needed too much work for what they're trying to ask for, and if they wanted to, somebody wanted to invest in it and make it a rental, Section 8 rental. They could, but it needs to be about like 70 grand cheaper
Yeah.
for it
Yeah.
to make any sense at all.
Are you getting
Unless
pretty
you're just
good at,
trying to buy out, to just dump cash because your taxes are too high.
are you going on those types of visits preliminary by yourself or with a contractor? Like, are you getting pretty good at eyeballing the amount of money needed to get it up and running?
Pretty good at eyeballing it at this point, at least for the major things. When you get into like crazy scenarios, like, I don't know, like adjustment of the placement of
Subflooring.
and all that kind of stuff, that's a little over my head. But for the most part, the main stuff, because being that we worked in construction for so long, kind of picked that up, and then when we were in college, and then hereafter, not only owning home but working with people to buy and sell homes, it's I can pretty much get it down to a reasonable range for people to make an educated decision.
Yeah. That's great.
And
What
now
a day. Is that it?
I've been listening to this book I'm reading, and then
Listening to a book you're reading.
Yeah. You're listening or you're reading?
Well, I don't know.
Or are
what
you
they
doing
call it.
both to see different perspectives?
Well, I do have the hard copy, but I'm listening to it.
What book?
Um,
How not
it's
how not to gamble your life
Go for
away?
right. Full fee agent, which is Chris Voss, Never Split the Difference guy.
Oh, nice.
Mm.
He made a book just for real estate agents.
That's cool.
It just came. The audio book just came out, and then
Do you ever feel like he's speaking directly to you?
some of the stuff, yeah, it's ridiculous.
Straight to your soul?
Mhm. And
So
then
in between,
I have a listing for land, a piece of land in Dover, Pennsylvania.
Dover.
Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Really flat, double perked. All the utilities are ready to go. Just trying gotta find somebody to buy it. So
Yeah.
that's one of the biggest parts.
Yeah. So he fired his prior agent because she had too much going on with like some outside of work stuff. And I met him up there, and he hired me so I'm not only, putting it on MLS and so forth, but just working on other avenues to market the property where, because when people that want larger plots of land and things that are just not as ready to go as others, look on other avenues, and I'm getting it adjusted to get onto some of these other avenues. Specifically, like land and farm is a big one for people.
Yeah.
Because this can be used as a farm. It has a barn on it.
Do you
already
mean by
with 7
avenues? Do you
stalls.
mean like on other listing services?
Yeah, and then paid advertising and so forth.
Gotcha. Like Landwatch or versus Zillow and Redfin and stuff.
Right, which is what most people would do, and just hope and pray somebody comes and sees it.
Right.
Which
but those people looking to buy land are on different sites.
Right.
Yeah, they're on different sites. They're on like it's
like
niche,
specifically
it's a niche
to buy
market.
land.
So you get to go to the niche where the niche people go, right? So
niche.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right.
And then I got another showing at 4.
Wow. So you're a busy boy.
Today, yeah. Not always like that.
Yeah.
Busy boys
You gotta
Linsky.
you gotta balance those slow days and those big busy days. You're good at being busy, I
Mhm.
feel like.
Yeah, very good at being
Very
busy.
very mechanical, gentleman.
Like a T1000 for those Terminator
Uh-huh.
2 fans out there. You know.
And Rand
Also,
not totally convinced that you aren't part AI.
it's another good point. Or alien. Since
I
you
was
know that's
listening to
real.
bilateral music last night.
Binaural
Eh.
beats.
No, bilateral. Check it out.
Can you give us just a
So like
Cliff
when
notes?
you're listening to music and like maybe like a commercial comes on and you'll hear like the one person speaking the ad out of like one ear and then it's like conversationally the other person is like in your other ear.
Yeah.
So with the music, it transfers back and forth between your ears, and it feels like the music is like going through your brain, and it really helps you focus like crazy. It's wild stuff.
You're a big life hack guy.
It's awesome. You got to try it. It's awesome. You're gonna feel
How
it
long-
too. You're gonna be like, whoa.
Mike, how long you been a weirdo, would you say?
This is a new thing. All right, so we're
It
coming
has
up
been
on an
forever.
hour,
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah.
We're coming up on an hour, Mike. So, in conclusion, your day has been crazy. You've had some tough conversations. You've gone from buyer's agent to property manager to showing a home and marketing some land. That's a big day in this market.
Yeah.
Kudos to you for keeping busy in such a tough market, and thanks for being our first official guest.
Real quick before you go, Mike, if you had to describe yourself in three words to your potential clients, how are you going to describe yourself?
Fully committed. That's hyphenated. So that's one word.
Nice.
This speaks to his creativity. This is good.
Determined and truthful.
I love that. We lost Ab. Oh,
Oh man.
Well said, Mike.
Man, you got 1990s colors here.
Push the tracking button, Ab. Just push the tracking button. Hey, Mike. It is always a pleasure. Once again, the 2000s intramural softball champion at JMU from 2009 pitched your way to victory, and now you're pitching your way into home sales. Love that. Well done, Mikey.
All right, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, get out there and keep hyphenating.
I'll try. I don't know how to hang up though. All right,
Hit leave.
Leave.